The earth was burning from beneath, not from war, but betrayal. Superman and Batman uncovered a hidden chamber where gods and monsters once swore allegiance. Thor held the key to peace, but chose chaos instead. As the Avengers Council faced annihilation, the alien lords rose from the ashes of a forgotten pact. In the pit where heroes fall, only one truth remains: trust no one. The sun was setting over Metropolis, casting golden rays over the skyline. But Superman wasn't admiring the view. His ears twitched, locked on a frequency far beyond human hearing. A signal, a distress call, buried deep beneath Earth's crust. But it wasn't from Earth. His eyes flared red for a split second before he shot into the clouds like a missile. In Gotham, a silent alarm went off in the Batcave. A hollow, encrypted pulse vibrating through a frequency only Bruce Wayne had programmed to recognize. Alien Distress Pattern Zeta 99. Batman's eyes narrowed beneath the cowl. This shouldn't exist anymore. He hit a button. Superman. Meet me in Greenland. Sector 18. Superman's voice crackled through the comlink. You heard it too? Yes, Bruce answered. But we're not the only ones. Far above Earth's orbit, in a golden chamber drifting silently in space, the Avengers Council gathered. Iron Man, his suit now integrated with bleeding-edge alien tech, was already pulling up projections. That signal, it's not a cry for help. It's a summoning. Hulk sat in silence, barely contained rage vibrating under his skin. Summoning what? Thor leaned on Mjolnir, smirking. The pit. A chilling silence fell. Captain Marvel, floating mid-air, folded her arms. That place was sealed by the founding Avengers. No one's been down there in centuries. Iron Man flicked to a new hologram. Not true. There's been movement. Small energy spikes from under the pit. Something's waking up. Something old. And something furious. Thor remained silent, his eyes shadowed. Greenland. Sector 18. Superman and Batman stood on a desolate sheet of ice. Below them, pure darkness. The signal originates here, Batman said. But the terrain shows no disturbance. Superman landed, placing his palm to the ice. His eyes glowed blue. There's a structure buried 10 miles beneath. Suddenly, the ground shook. A massive beam of energy erupted upward, shattering the glacier like glass. Batman flew back, cape shielding his body. Superman stood firm, absorbing the impact. From the crevice, a shape emerged. Pale, metallic, insect-like, not from Earth. Superman charged. The creature moved faster. Bam! It slammed him into the side of the mountain. Batman fired grappling spikes, laced with EMP, only to watch them bounce off. The creature turned to him, just before a thunderous crack echoed across the sky. Lightning. Mjolnir. Thor landed hard. Stand down, Kryptonian. I know this creature. Superman wiped blood from his lip. Care to explain before it tears Gotham in half? Thor sighed. This is a sentinel of the Alien Council. Batman froze. You mean the rival council you swore we defeated in the Interplanetary Accord? Thor avoided his eyes. Superman stepped forward. Why is it here? But Thor didn't answer. Back at the Avengers Council, alarms were blaring. Thor just breached Level 7 protocols, Iron Man said. His suit biosig just pinged underground. Hulk roared. He went in the pit without authorization. Captain Marvel floated down, fuming. He was always hiding something. We need a strike team now. Agreed, said Black Panther. We mobilize in 20. Iron Man turned to an assistant droid. Get Batman and Superman on the line. This just turned into a planetary threat. Beneath Greenland, the pit perimeter, Superman and Batman descended cautiously. Glowing alien glyphs lined the walls. Superman scanned with X-ray vision. There are weapons here, ancient tech. Batman was silent. Then, no. These aren't weapons. These are cages. Suddenly, from the shadows, dozens of creatures emerged, horned, winged, biomechanical beasts with glowing green eyes. Their arms bore the crest of the Alien Council. Thor raised Mjolnir. Do not attack. They are not our enemies. But the creatures hissed and attacked. Superman blurred into motion, heat vision slicing through the first wave. Batman detonated a sonic pulse bomb, disorienting 5 at once. Thor stood still. He wasn't fighting. Thor, what the hell are you doing? Batman shouted. Then he saw it. Thor raised his hammer high, not to strike, but to activate a gate behind the creatures. A massive arch began glowing. Ancient runes sparked to life. Superman grabbed Thor by the chest. You betrayed the council. Thor stared at him with cold eyes. The council betrayed me first. Suddenly, from the gate, a voice echoed. Dark, commanding, alien. Welcome home, son of Asgard. The Alliance is ready. Back on Earth, Iron Man was watching it all via satellite. What the actual hell? A map of Earth lit up with pit zones, each one glowing red. Guys, he said to the council, this isn't a local breach. This is a planet-wide invasion. The betrayer's oath. The gate roared open behind Thor, swallowing the surrounding shadows in its green vortex. From it stepped a monstrous figure, taller than Hulk, draped in obsidian armor etched with glowing veins of starlight. His eyes pulsed like twin black holes. I am Varker, General of the Alien Council, and Earth is ours now. Superman's heat vision blazed to life. He fired straight at Varker's chest, but the energy bent around him like light around a black hole. The monster didn't flinch. Thor stepped between them. Stand down, Superman. Stand down. Batman growled. You opened a war gate and invited a galactic butcher into Earth's core. Varker laughed. This world thrives on hypocrisy. You claim to protect it, but you've hidden your worst sins in its soil. Thor turned, his voice cold. They buried my brother here, locked away the truth. I made a pact with vengeance. Avengers Council War Room, Outer Orbit. Thor allied with Varker? Captain Marvel shouted, slamming a fist into the console. Iron Man's AI flickered. Confirmed. Telemetry from the pit shows a gate opened via Mjolnir's strike pattern. Only Thor could have triggered it. Then he's not just rogue, said Hulk, pacing furiously. He's the enemy. Black Panther spoke up. We need to seal the pit. Bury it. Now. No, said Iron Man grimly. We go in. Beneath Greenland, inside the pit. Superman slammed Thor into the wall. You're playing with extinction. But Thor didn't resist. You don't understand what they did, he growled. The council sentenced Loki to eternal decay beneath this world. Without trial. Without honor. Batman stared. So you doom Earth over revenge. I'd free it from a council that lies, Thor spat. Suddenly, explosions. The chamber shook violently. Iron Man's team arrived, War Machine, Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther, descending through a blazing breach. Nice of you to open the front door, Iron Man said, blasters trained on Thor. Leave him to me, Hulk growled, stepping forward, eyes glowing. Thor raised Mjolnir. They clashed like titans. The shockwave flattened the chamber walls. Captain Marvel took flight toward Varker, but the alien general raised a hand. Her energy blasts turned to mist in midair. You bring fire, Varker mocked, but I bring ancient fury. From the gate behind him, hundreds of alien soldiers surged forward, biomech warriors bred for annihilation. Superman and Batman stood back to back. This just became war, Clark muttered. Good, Bruce said, loading kryptonite-tipped batarangs. I came prepared. Above Earth, Avengers satellite base. Across every major continent, new signals erupted. Pit-like structures were activating across the globe. The Alien Council had already seeded them centuries ago, waiting. Global event detected. Iron Man's AI warned. Multiple breach points. Tokyo, Cairo, Rio, Karachi, Toronto. We're outnumbered, Black Panther said. Captain Marvel clenched her fists. Then we divide and strike. Wait, Batman said. We don't just need fighters, we need alliances. Superman nodded. The Martian colonies, the Wakandan deep labs, even Atlantis. We need every superpowered hand on deck. Iron Man sighed. Time to call on everyone. Meanwhile, the Alien Council throne world. News of Earth's awakening reached the elders of the Alien Council. But not all agreed with Varker. One figure, cloaked in light, whispered, "The betrayer opens the pit too early. The prophecy hasn't ripened." Another snarled, "Then Earth must be consumed before the Guardians rise." The council voted. The verdict: unleash the World Eater. Greenland, battle in the pit. Hulk hurled Thor through a pillar, but the god of thunder rose with thunder clouds in his eyes. "I warned you, Banner. I'm not your enemy. I'm your reckoning." But then, boom! From the chasm, something huge rose. Bigger than any of them had seen. Not a monster. A machine. A living planetary weapon. Designation: Omniside. Activated by Alien Council Protocol 001. Its first target, Earth's core. If it reached the center, it would rupture the planet from within. Iron Man's HUD blinked red. It's heading for the planetary mantle. If we don't stop it in 10 minutes, Earth's done. Superman turned to Batman. "You stop the armies. I'll stop the weapon." Batman tossed him a device. EMP infused with alien tech. "You'll need to get inside it." Superman shot off like a rocket. Hulk and Thor resumed their brutal battle, Mjolnir versus fists. Iron Man and Captain Marvel went full aerial. War Machine launched missiles into the alien horde. And Batman? He disappeared into the shadows, planting sonic disruptors on the cave walls. Because he'd seen something no one else had. A second gate. One Thor hadn't opened. One that led deeper. He entered it alone. Deep below, the true pit. Batman found himself in an ancient room. Not alien, not human, but something older, etched in blood and fire. And on its walls, symbols of every hero who had ever died protecting Earth. He stared in silence until he found the final carving. A figure in a cape, with a torn bat emblem. And underneath it, the betrayer will kill the last knight. Deep beneath the earth, past the battlefield, past the gates Thor had opened, Batman stood alone inside a tomb not meant for mortals. The walls were covered in glyphs of prophecy, each glowing faintly with heat and warning. At the center of the chamber, a sarcophagus shaped like a bat. And on the walls around it, visions. Superman falling from the sky. Iron Man's arc reactor shattered. Thor bleeding in chains. And Batman dying alone in fire. A deep, ancient voice echoed through the shadows. The last night must fall, so the world may rise. Batman turned slowly, batarang in hand. From the far corner, a hooded figure stepped out. But it wasn't alien. It was Bruce Wayne, or someone who looked exactly like him. Meanwhile, in the upper pit battlefield, Superman was inside the machine now, fighting through layers of molten metal and alien code. The weapon Omniside was designed to withstand stars, but Kal-El was a force of his own. He reached the core, a pulsing black sphere. From his earpiece, Iron Man's voice crackled. "Clark, whatever that orb is, detonate it now, or Earth cracks in half." Superman took a deep breath, braced, and with a scream, fired every ounce of his heat vision. The orb cracked, but so did the entire pit. On the surface, Iron Man's HUD went white static. Then, boom, a pillar of energy ripped through the Greenland sky. Thor and Hulk were thrown backward. The alien soldiers froze. From the center of the explosion, Superman floated upward, his suit scorched, eyes glowing like suns. He had stopped Omniside, but he wasn't smiling. "There's another level," he said quietly. Captain Marvel hovered next to him. "Another weapon?" "No," Superman said. "Something worse. Someone's manipulating us all, including Thor." Thor, coughing blood, turned his head. "It was never just about me." Back in the tomb, Batman stared at his double. The figure removed the hood. Same eyes, same jawline, but scarred, hardened. A Batman who'd seen the end of the world. "I'm you from the other side of the Council War," the double said. "The timeline where we lost." "Lost what?" Bruce asked. "Everything." Suddenly, the tomb began shaking. The clone Batman tossed a device to Bruce. "You have one shot to stop this betrayal from completing the cycle. But you'll have to choose, save the team or stop Thor's final mistake." Bruce caught the device. It was counting down. Above Earth, Avengers Council ship. Iron Man and Black Panther watched as red dots blinked across the map. Each dot was a pit. Each pit now open. They were never after the surface, Black Panther whispered. They were building a grid, a planetary trap. And we walked right into it, Iron Man muttered. Suddenly, a hologram flickered alive in the center. It was Varker. Your champions fought well. But Thor's oath completed the alignment. The pit is open. The final beast awakens now. He raised his arms. In the skies over Africa, the clouds spiraled like a hurricane. A shadow emerged, bigger than mountains. It roared once, shaking the ionosphere. The World Eater had arrived. Underground, Batman ran. Past ancient ruins, past symbols of every fallen hero. His mind racing. He had to stop the pit grid. But triggering the override would flood Earth's mantle and bury half the planet in magma. He stopped, pulled the detonator, froze, saved the planet or doom millions. The countdown hit 0:05. Batman whispered, "Forgive me," and hit the button. Boom. The ground cracked. Magma exploded through fault lines across 5 continents. Cities trembled. Oceans surged. Entire tectonic plates shifted. From the Earth's core, ancient fire erupted, sealing the pit grid, but the cost was catastrophic. Batman stood alone in the shadows, body bruised, eyes cold. He had made the call. He had chosen planet over people. Above Greenland, Superman hovered midair, staring down at the fractured surface. Captain Marvel joined him. He did it. Superman nodded. But he's still down there. Hulk looked up, fists bloodied. Then we go in and get him. Iron Man's voice interrupted through comms. No time. Something's emerging from the breach in Africa. It's not just the World Eater. A second shadow appeared behind the first. Twice as tall. Twice as loud. Twice as hungry. 2 World Eaters. Captain Marvel gasped. No, Iron Man muttered. The second one. That's not part of their council. He zoomed in. The creature had a cape. Eyes glowing red. Skin Kryptonian gray. Superman's blood ran cold. That's not possible. Alien Council Throne World Unknown Sector. The elders of the Alien Council panicked. The pit protocol has been overridden. Their Batman triggered the failsafe. The gray sun has awakened. They stared at a floating figure on their monitors, identical to Superman, but twisted. This being was known in Forbidden Prophecy as Zor-El Prime, the final evolution of a corrupted Kryptonian clone, once buried in Earth's core to contain his mutation. He was now free, and he wasn't aligned with anyone. Back on Earth, Superman descended, landing hard beside Thor, who was wounded and barely standing. You knew, Clark said. You knew about Zor-El. Thor coughed, blood on his lip. I tried to warn the Council. They thought the World Eater was the threat, but he's worse. Superman clenched his fists. Where is he going? Thor looked at the sky. Home. He wants to destroy what made him. Superman's face darkened. Krypton is gone. Thor replied. Then he'll destroy Earth instead. In the skies above Africa, the 2 titanic beings locked eyes. The World Eater roared. Zor-El didn't flinch. He raised one hand and tore the World Eater in half. In one move. With no emotion, he stared into the camera drones flying nearby and whispered, Earth will kneel. Inside the Avengers Council ship, silence fell. Iron Man turned to Black Panther. This isn't just an invasion. This is a purge. Captain Marvel floated beside them. We stop him now, or there won't be a part 5 to anything. Suddenly, the transmission lit up. Batman's voice. He's coming for the Council next. Prep every weapon, every suit, every alliance. Iron Man's eyes narrowed. I hope you brought friends.